Alright, Reddit. I really need a reality check here because I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm 32. My husband is 32. And we're expecting our first baby. A little boy. The thing is, in about 2 weeks, he'll be 34.5 weeks pregnant. And in 2 weeks, my sister minus in minus law is getting married about a 5 minus our doctor from our home. Normally, this would be a simple hey, so sorry. I'm basically a human planet at this point. Can't make it text. But with my husband's family, nothing is ever that simple. To put it mildly, my in minus laws and I do not have a good relationship. It's mostly my mother minus in minus law and my SIL's fiance. For the last 4 years, their goal minus to move has been to get a few drinks in them and then just unload on me. It's like a sport for them. They'll mock my family, my master's degree, the books I read, the music I like. Literally anything they can grab onto, they will twist into an insult. It got so bad that I literally can't be in a room with them anymore without my chest tightening and a full minus blown panic attack coming on. It all came to a head last fall, after an evening of their usual non-stop jabs. I just broke. I remember my voice shaking when I looked at my Elle and begged her. Please, can you just stop insulting me to my face? You two can say whatever you want behind my back. Just please, stop doing it right in front of me. She didn't miss a beat. She looked at me, her eyes cold, and said that my husband will always be her son first, that I was replaceable, and that I was ruining her perfect family. The words just hung there in the air. It was an anger I felt in that moment, that this cold, heavy certainty that this was never, ever going to get better. The very next day, I came down with a nasty case of food poisoning while I was in the bathroom, puking my guts out. My husband tried to get up from the dinner table to check on me. My MIL literally put a hand on his arm to stop him. He told me later she demanded he stay seated so she could have one nice family meal without me ruining it. Hearing that just hollowed me out. I was sick and miserable, and my own mother minus and minus law saw it as an inconvenience to her perfect family photo minus law. Fast forward to a few weeks ago. At my own baby shower, you'd think that would be a ceasefire, right? No, she basically held court, talking to my friends as if she was the one expecting. The absolute peak was when I overheard her tell one of my best friends she was so happy her son was giving her a boy so she could carry on her family legacy. My legacy, my son, that in her world, we're just supporting characters in her story. It's exhausting. And now, there's this wedding. She talks about it like it's the royal wedding, and has already said that to miss this would be an unforgivable offense. I'm not exaggerating. She had a complete meltdown because my husband's 94 minus year, minus old grandparents couldn't safely make the trip. So you can imagine how she feels about her very pregnant, replaceable daughter minus in minus law, even thinking about sitting this one out. I'm just so tired of being the villain in a story I never wanted to be a part of. So we had a doctor's appointment today, and I finally got a definitive, medical, can't be argued with answer. I explained the whole situation to my OB, the 5 minus R drive, the stress, the late stage of my pregnancy. I also told her I'd been having some preterm labor symptoms. Nothing critical yet, but enough to be concerning. She looked at me, then at my chart, then back at me, and was honestly shocked this was even a discussion. She told me, point minus blank, that I absolutely should not go. She said traveling that far, that late in the game, with the symptoms I'm having, would be incredibly irresponsible. For a second, a wave of pure, unadulterated relief washed over me. It wasn't just my anxiety talking anymore. A medical professional was telling me my concerns were valid. But that relief lasted all of 5 seconds before the lid weight of what this actually means dropped into my stomach. Because now, we have to actually do something. And I feel like I'm trapped between 3 different versions of hell. Here's how I see it playing out. Scenario 1. I ignore my doctor's orders and go to the wedding. Best case, I'm miserable, swollen, and spend the entire time having panic attacks. Worst case, I actually go into labor. It'd be 5 hours from my hospital, my doctors, and our entire support system. The closest hospital to the venue is 30 minutes away, and the nearest NICU is a full 2 hours from there. My baby would be stuck in an NICU in a different city for weeks, maybe longer, while we live out of a hotel. And that's just the medical side. Let's be real. My MILNDSIL would have a catastrophic meltdown about how I intentionally upstaging the wedding. I would be the selfish monster who ruined the most important day of their lives. Scenario 2. I stay home, and my husband goes without me. This is, I suspect, my N-law's dream scenario. It's the ultimate victory for them. They get to prove to everyone that when it comes down to it, my husband will always choose his family over his wife and unborn child. They deeper aid him around the reception, the dutiful son, while I'm at home, 35 weeks pregnant and completely alone for a whole weekend. And what if something happens? What if I go into labor? He is so terrified of his mother's wrath that I honestly believe he would risk missing the birth of his own son just to be at his sister's wedding. That thought just guts me. They would finally win. Scenario 3. We both don't go. This is the only option that keeps our little family unit safe and together. But in my MIL's eyes, it makes me the evil, controlling wife who is isolating her precious son from his family. She already hates me. This would just be the final nail in the coffin. To be honest, I couldn't care less about her opinion of me at this point. She can think I'm the devil incarnate. It makes no difference. My husband and I both say we want a healthy separation from them, and this would certainly send a message that the fallout for him would be nuclear. And while I don't care what they think of me, I have to live with the guilt he would be put through. Every single path feels like a trap. The second we got in the car after the appointment, my husband was visibly upset. He just kept shaking his head and finally said, "Okay, then I just won't go. That's it. I won't go, and they will never forgive me." Notice the reasoning now. It was, "Okay, your health and the baby's health come first." It was an immediate jump to the consequences he would face from them. This is the grip they have on him. We had a couples counseling session yesterday, and he brought it up. Our counselor listened and then gently pointed out that fear of someone else's reaction isn't a good enough reason to put his wife and baby at risk. And that's when my husband revealed his grand plan, the logic of which is still pretzeling my brain. He told the counselor that he felt like he had to go, because it would be his last opportunity to prove to them that he chooses his wife over his family. How? You ask. Apparently, by standing up to them when they make their nasty comments about me and by generally talking about me in a positive light. I almost laughed out loud. He thinks the best way to show he's on my team is to leave his heavily pregnant wife at home. Doctor 5 hours away to do exactly what his mother wants, and then try to defend my honor to a couple of drunk bullies who have proven for years they have zero interest in changing. It is completely irrational. He's choosing a battle he can't win, in a war we shouldn't even be fighting. Trying to be the reasonable one, I offered a compromise. "Look," I said, "as much as it would totally suck for me, what if you just go for the day? Drive up early Saturday morning, be there for the ceremony, maybe stay for the cocktail hour, and then doctor home." In my mind, this was the perfect middle ground. One, it dramatically reduces the time HES away from me. 2. He still gets to see his sister, get married, and show up for an important family event. 3. It sends a clear message. My wife and child come first, but I still love and support you. He shot it down immediately. He says that doesn't solve the problem. In his mind, this is an all minus or minus nothing situation. He either goes for the entire weekend, fully catering to his mother's every expectation, or he doesn't go at all and permanently burns the bridge. There's no in minus between for him. He thinks a partial appearance will just piss everyone off and he'll get the same amount of grief as if he didn't go at all. So why bother? So here we are, at a total impasse. He's trapped between appeasing his mother and what he calls catastrophic drama, and I'm just trying to have a safe and healthy end to my pregnancy. I feel like the message is much better sent by him staying home with me versus doing exactly what they want and hoping to score a few meaningless debate points in my honor. So, Internet, what are your thoughts? Am I being irrational? Is there some secret option here that we're both too stressed and exhausted to see?